Hi guys, today we'll be taking a look at how we do subtraction of fractions. If you have not checked out my previous video on fractions where we saw how to add two or three fractions, please go to my channel and check it out. I'll also leave the link in the description below so you guys can check it out. So for subtracting fractions, there are two things that we'll have to look at. One is what if they have the same denominator, and what if they have different denominators, much like addition. So let's go into each one of these separately and see how we do it. So for the first one, with same denominator, this is the easiest one and the most straightforward. So let's see how we do this. So let's say we have a fraction 7 by 6 minus 5 by 6. So we notice that the denominators are the same. So we can write this as, first let's write the denominator down, which is 6, and we straight away list the numerator here. Just like in addition, we just write down the numerators with the appropriate sign. We are doing subtraction, so the symbol would be a minus sign. So 7 minus 5 is 2, and 6 will be the denominator. So we can simplify this further. 2 times 1 and 3, so 1/3. So that's about it. This is for two fractions. Suppose you have 3 or n number of fractions. The methodology is the same. So first what you do is write down the denominator separately and then use the appropriate symbol, which in this case is negative here as shown, and maybe I should use a different color. Let me use a red color and write down the numerators. So 7 and 5 happen to be the numerators. So 7 minus 5 gives us 2. 2 divided by 6, which is 1/3. So that's about it for common denominators. Next, let's see how we do the same thing if we had different denominators. So for example, let's see, let me use a white pen here. 3 by 10 minus 1 by 22. So what we do now is, just like in addition, we first have to find out the LCM of the denominators. So LCM of 10, 22. For some people who are well experienced with LCM, as soon as they look at these numbers, they might be able to say what the LCM is. But for the others, you can always use upside down division. So since they're both even, let's start with the smallest prime number, which is 2. You get 5 and 11. So 5 is the next prime number that I'll use, and then 11. So the LCM of denominators is equal to 2 times 5 times 11. 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 11 is 110. So now 110, we'll write it down this way and see how we would write each of the fractions. In the addition part, I touched on this a little. I thought I'd just do a more detailed explanation here so that you guys can better understand this. So suppose you have 3 by 10. What we do is we take the denominator here, which is 10, and divide it, or rather take the LCM first and divide it by this 10. So 110 we've written as the numerator because that was the LCM that we found here, and divided by 10, which is the denominator now of the fraction we are considering. which happens to be 11. Now with this 11, you multiply that by 3, you get 33. This 3 we have here is nothing but 3 from the fraction itself. So we write it as 33 and transfer the symbol, which is negative. And the next one is 21 divided by 22. So what do? Take 110, which was the LCM, divided by the denominator, which is 22, gives us 5. So what we do with this 5? Multiply that by the numerator, which is this 5. Minus 5. So 33 minus 5 is 28 divided by 110. So as you can see, they're even numbers, so we can simplify them further. This gives, if you divide it by 2, it gives us 14, and 110 by 2 gives us 55. 14 by 55. That's about it. I understand that this process can be a little complicated, but with more practice, it should be simple enough to do on all problems. And if you guys don't want to do this, there is another method that we'll look at next, which is getting the denominators to be the same. Let's see how that is done with the help of an example. So the third one that I wanted to discuss was making the denominators the same, right? So the first problem, let's see, 6 by 14 minus 22 divided by 42. So many times this is how the problem is, and as soon as you look at this, you see an opportunity to simplify the fractions, because here they're both even numbers, so we know it's divisible by 2. Here again it's the same case. So first one, 6 by 14, if you divide it by 2, you get 3 on the numerator side and 7 on the denominator side. So that becomes 3 by 7. And in the second case, 22 divided by 42, again you can divide it by 2 on both sides. So you get 11, and 42 by 2 is 21. So now what's the simplified problem? 3 by 7 minus 11 by 21. Now notice that 21 is nothing but 7 times 3. With more practice, you'll be able to spot this very easily. But right now, you can see that 7 times 3 gives us 21. So there is an opportunity for us to make the denominators the same of both the fractions. So in other words, I want to transform the 7 into 21. So what I do is 3 by 7, you multiply the denominator by 3. Since you're multiplying the denominator by 3, do the same with the numerator, which will give us 9 by 21. In the second fraction, 11 by 21, the denominator is already 21, so you don't have to worry about that. So now the problem becomes 9 divided by 21 minus 11 divided by 21. Now it's just straightforward. 21, you list it down as the denominator because it's common, and 9 minus 11. Notice that 11 is larger than 9, so we have to write it down as negative 2 divided by 21. You can put the negative in front of the 2, or some guys prefer to put it first and then list the fraction. Either way, it doesn't matter, but the answer is going to be 2 divided by 21. We cannot simplify this further because both are prime numbers. So that's about it. So if you guys want more such videos, please subscribe to this channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Share it with your friends, and thank you.